So, over the 20 years ago, I dreamed of being a film composer, and I have to tell you that I let a lot of fear and terror in. And now, 20 years later, I'm trying to rediscover the passions that I had as a young person and prove to myself and my kids that we can accomplish anything. I'm a middle-aged man. Obviously, it's since I was out of school for 20 years, I have a good home and a life and a family and kids, and I love what I do for a living. But there's always this nagging, what if that could have happened and could have been. I've got to be honest. This has been a very terrifying experience, like the pit in your terror, the pit in your stomach kind of terror. That's very paralyzing. But I'm tired of kind of living with that, always in the background, never truly knowing what I could accomplish or anything that might happen. So to give you a little bit of background, I started into music, as most do, with forced piano lessons as a kid. But unlike my siblings and my friends and other kids, I continued. I grew to love music. I grew to love the language that it had and realized that it had a lot of power in it. I also have a natural talent in it. I understand music. I can see it inside and out. When I play and see all these weird time of key signatures, they never worried me very much because all I did was in my mind, I kind of took those notes away from the keyboard. And I realized that I could just play what was there. And so the keyboard that existed in my head and therefore had access to my hands was just that of the key signature. So I never really had a problem with where all the sharps or flats were that a lot of people do. And then I began to learn music theory and I got into jazz. That was transformative. I mean, not only could I play music, but I could be a creator of it as well. Once I got into that kind of mindset, then I had a dream of figuring out what it meant to guide people with music and to take them on an emotional journey. I mean, especially as I was a fan of films, and in the early 90s, that was when John Williams did a lot of his greatest hits, like Jurassic Park. We still had Star Wars. We had Hook. We had many, many different key films in this time period, which you just felt that music and you came on that emotional journey. And when I started this journey 20 years ago, there wasn't the technology there was now. So everything that I had to do was on pen and paper, was on pencil, or using notation programs like Finale or Sibelius. So I didn't have access really to DAWs, especially not when I was going to school in college for my first degree in music composition. Then after college, I just started exploring graduate programs and other career options, and things just started stacking up. So when I wanted to compose orchestra and for film music, you needed to have a much better ability to be able to do that. And most of these college programs required you to come up with your own players for your music. And that was very hard to get in orchestra. So what did I do? I decided I needed to do something else, and I went into science because I knew that was a for sure way to be able to support a family, which is what I had really dreamed of doing as well. And so with that, I have a great career in science, and it's coming along very nicely. But there's always that what if, and I wanted to kind of deal with that fear and kind of overcome that that feeling in your stomach. So the long and the short of it, basically I'm a stale 20-year-old out of practice composer, and I want to pick up my dreams and dust them off. So I'm creating this channel and I'm making lots of little videos, mainly because I need to have them to motivate myself. And I want to post them doing exactly that. It's going to be hard, it's going to be long. My composing, as you're going to find out, is not going to be very good because it's 20 years rusty. But I hope that it'll get better over time, and that as we go on this journey together, that we'll be able to get and rise to that level. If only by the end of this journey I compose one short film and one actual paying gig, then that to me is a success and I will have completed my dream. I don't know how long that journey will last, but I invite you to come along with this. I'm a big fan of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight books, so, little plug there. But one of the books in his Stormlight Archive series is that he asks the question, what's the most important step of the journey? And really the answer is not what the character thought or I thought at the time, which was the first one, because you just have to start. But it's really the next one. And so for me, all these little videos that I'll be posting are just that. Each one is a next step on my journey, and to help me have the motivation to do that. So I invite you to come take that journey with me. And if you like it, please subscribe.